You know, I gotta say, I'm super impressed because if you asked me 5 years ago, hey Mark, would you ever use a budget phone? My immediate answer would be no, absolutely not. But now these phones are becoming so darn good, they kind of make you question, are flagships even worth it? Today I have the Redmi Note 13 Pro and the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. Those are some difficult names. Anyway, if you're like me, you're probably confused on which phones to get because they both share a lot of similarities, but they're also very different. Now, in terms of price, this does depend on where you are in the world, but here in North America, the Note 13 Pro is around $370 and the Note 13 Pro Plus is around $450. The design of the two phones are quite different, with the cheaper one actually having a design that I think many might prefer, a flat back and a flat display. But not only that, the cheaper Redmi Note 13 Pro actually has a headphone jack up on top. Why don't expensive phones have headphone jacks? That's so weird, but hey, it's here. The display on both of the phones are identical. Both phones will get you the same peak brightness of 1800 nits. You get HDR10+, Dolby Vision, dynamic 120Hz refresh rate, and they're both the same size, coming in at 6.67 inches. For my time using the phones, the display looks fantastic, especially at their price points. You just cannot go wrong with either of the two. I'm telling you guys, these budget phones nowadays are becoming really good. Like, for the price, you cannot go wrong. So what about the chipset? Well, here's where things take a slight turn. The Note 13 Pro Plus comes with the Dimensity 7200 Ultra, and the Note 13 Pro comes with the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2. In day-to-day usage, you won't really find an issue with either of the two phones, but whenever it comes to gaming, the Dimensity 7200 Ultra does provide slightly better performance, which is to be expected from the top-tier model. However, if you are a heavy gamer, I do recommend the Note 13 Pro Plus because it has a built-in vapor chamber inside, which not only helps keep the phone cool, which therefore increases FPS, but it's also better for the battery health over long term. RAM and storage on these two phones are also quite different, so both of these start at 8GB of RAM, and you can spec it up to 16GB of RAM. The Note 13 Pro starts at 128GB of storage, however this one starts at 256GB of storage. But both of them do max out at 512 gigs of storage, but it's not the same storage. The Note 13 Pro has UFS 2.2, which is quite old, and this one here has UFS 3.1. So this phone is going to feel just a little bit more speedy, a little bit more snappy whenever opening apps. But again, in normal day-to-day usage, you're not really going to notice that big of a difference, again, considering the price point. So what about the battery? Of course, this is going to be totally subjective. I use different apps than you do. You may play more games than I do, so on and so forth. But in the same Snapdragon fashion, I believe the Snapdragon chip to be ever so slightly more power efficient than the Dimensity 7200 Ultra. The Note 13 Pro will get you about an hour more of screen on time on average compared to the Pro Plus. Strangely enough, the Note 13 Pro comes with a larger battery, 5100 milliamps, compared to the Pro Plus having only 5000. Well, I say only 5,000 because it's not every day that a cheaper model of a phone has a larger battery than the more expensive counterpart. That's kind of interesting. However, not all is bad for the Note 13 Pro Plus, because if you guys are a fan of super fast charging, this phone is it. In fact, in the box, you get a 120 watt charger. Yeah, believe it or not, you actually get a charger in the box. Apple, Samsung, Google, I hope you're listening, but that 120 watt charger is gonna get you from 0 to 100% in around 20 minutes. That is remarkable, to say the least. The Note 13 Pro, on the other hand, comes with a 67 watt charger, which will charge your phone from 0 to 100% in around 40 to 45 minutes, so it's not as fast as a Note 13 Pro Plus model, but that is still really remarkable. In fact, it charges faster than any phone sold here in the United States, not including the OnePlus, so that's saying something. Now, in terms of durability, both of these phones do come with Gorilla Glass Victus. However, the Note 13 Pro has IP54 water and dust protection, whereas the Note 13 Pro Plus has IP68, which is kind of like on the flagship level. So if you're clumsy and you're always dropping your phone in pools of water, definitely get the Note 13 Pro Plus. And now we move on to my favorite topic, cameras. Both phones come with a 200 megapixel primary camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera, as well as a 16 megapixel selfie camera. But I do wish there was a telephoto camera, at least on the Note 13 Pro Plus, because I think that kind of makes a little bit more sense rather than a 2 megapixel macro camera, but maybe next year. Now, since the specs are the same, does that mean the cameras are going to be identical? Well, not so much. The Note 13 Pro uses the HP3 sensor, and the Note 13 Pro Plus uses the better HPX sensor, which not only means better quality, especially during those lossless zoom shots, but you also notice that you actually get better color reproduction as well. So which phone do I recommend? Personally, I would honestly just go for the Note 13 Pro Plus, just save a little bit of extra money because you do get a better phone overall. You're getting a better IP rating, faster storage speeds, better camera output, better heat management, and of course that crazy good charging speeds. But if you don't care about any of that stuff, and if you just want a nice phone with a flat display, you really cannot go wrong with the Note 13 Pro. I mean, again, especially at that price point, it is pretty darn good. If you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like, and if you have any questions about either of these two devices, definitely feel free to drop me your comments down below. And if you are new here and you like these kind of no BS tech reviews, definitely subscribe. And as always, this was Mark for Mark's Tech. Adios.